maybe our friend Anna want to give us like a brief introduction about like momentum. What do you think about?
Would be a pleasure. So it's really great to host your first community call in your own space in Kusamaverse. So as you all know, there is now this thing called Momentum, where we built the Kusamaverse together with the .sama ecosystem in the past 100 days. And now we are moving forward with the second milestone. Our proposal just got approved. So many cool things are on the radar for the next milestone. And basically what we have here is the own space of Bifrost, one of the parachains, and you can easily find it on the relay chain attached to it next to other parachains. This is, as we call, part of the Web3 community home for Kusama ecosystem. So you can do whatever you want here. You can meet here. You can come 24/7, hang out. We have a few collaborative tools now integrated in your space. So you see this beautiful dashboard set up by Christian, Tibalt, and other guys. But also you can have other things like Miro, Google Drive. So it's really this collaborative space that you can use to any kind of activities that you want to host, collaborative activities. And yeah, if you have any more suggestions, advice, what else you would like to do here, please feel free to reach out to me, to Christian, and we will be further adding up new features, activities, and cool integrations.
Thank you so much. I was saying.
Thank you
for this introduction. Yes, we are on stage.
So yeah,
Can roll.
yeah, definitely. Look at this new profile pic that I got from the Berlin decoded Polkadot. Well, first of all, thanks everyone to be here. I want to particularly thanks our friend in InvArch and Pendulum to take some time. I know that they are like very busy, like to be here with us today. We are gonna host this call, me and Thibault, our head of business strategy. And unfortunately, he wasn't with me in Berlin because he was super busy rolling on Hangzhou for the other Polkadot Decoded live stage. Maybe he can tell us a bit more about it later on. On my hand, like on my side, I was super happy to meet you all in person. I had the chance to host a panel at Pendulum Hub in the student hotel in Berlin. We had the chance to meet with Astar and Parity over there. I met personally Mindagas with from InvArch during the conference, and yeah, a lot of people definitely. Something I really appreciated and loved, like to see the support during this live event. There were like a lot of people, nothing compared to the like last 2 or 3 conference where I've been. So it was definitely great. I would like to pass the word to Thibault to actually give us like a quick update of what's going on. I know there is like a very interesting proposal that is going on Polk Assembly, the 1606. And yeah, something else related to our, like, I think you heard about it, our NFT launch. I think you had the chance to see some teaser trailer about it. So yeah, do you want to add something, Thibault?
Sure, most definitely. Well, firstly, yeah, guys, I just wanted to follow up on Christian and thank both the Pendulum and InVarch team for joining. In the past, we used to do very specific like SALPs one-to-one AMAs, and it just became a bit hectic, to be honest. And we just thought, now that the Kusamaverse is in existence, which wasn't the case before, this simplifies everything for every project, for the communities, and for people who are not aware of Bifrost. They can just jump in on the world, on the event calendar, and just jump in and listen, and just in and out. But yeah, let me just briefly give you a bit of an update in terms of what's going on at Bifrost. Unfortunately, Tyrone, the head of product, wasn't able to make it today. So I'm just going to be speaking very briefly about what's going on the business side, a few updates on the product side, and then we'll probably go on to our 2 guests who've been really collaborative with both their projects in terms of pushing this out and making sure that both their crowd loan and SALP was done really smoothly on the tech side and on the marketing side. So thanks again, guys, at Pendulum and InvArch. So as Christian mentioned, we've got the VKSM liquidity treasury proposal. It's actually been up since Monday. It's gone through the council vote. It's now through the community vote. It's on chain. We've got about 4 more days. It's becoming quite a community versus whale battle between the nays and the A's. But so far, as of right now, live, the A's are pushing it, which is great to see. The community is really backing this, which is nice. I think we've got over 700 votes on the community side, and maybe about just over 100 on the nays. So we're just hoping that people can use this opportunity to support the treasury proposal. It's one of its kind, really. We've been pushing our cross-chain staking liquidity via the SLP mechanism for about a month now. We've recently been able to successfully mint over 96,000 VKSM, which has been a really nice achievement on our part. And this liquidity treasury proposal is effectively a loan from the treasury, a 1-year loan whereby they would be receiving the full amount on top of staking rewards. And we're looking to really drive utility, both on the substrate side. So with obviously collaborative projects on DEXs, money markets, as more and more projects come to fruition in the Kusama ecosystem. And then we're working very closely with the likes of PureStake to make sure that VKSM through XCM can have some utility on Moonriver's side. So on the DEXs, on the money markets as well. So this is something we're really pushing forward to. So we're really hoping that the community can keep pushing and supporting. Parachains such as Pendulum, InvArch have been really, really helpful here as well. So we've really appreciated the collaborativeness of the whole ecosystem. So that was just briefly on VKSM liquidity proposal. I don't know if Christian, there's anything you'd like to add, and then I can just jump to a few more things, and then we can take it from there.
No, absolutely. For me, it was like kind of a bit shocking to see the amount of people we just voted on this proposal and the difference between like the amount of KSM spent on it. As you say, like the number of people that are like pro our proposal is like 7-8 times more than the one who are like against it. But yeah, it is what it is. It works like this in the governance proposal. So there were like kind of like few ways that weren't super sure about it. But let's see, there are like other 4 days going on, and I'm pretty confident in the end, like we will see like a good result
I
for
hope
that.
so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and actually something that maybe you want to introduce, because I received a lot of question during the Polkadot Decoded. I
Sure.
also did an interview about it. Today I had a chat with a guy, and he told me that he will be out. This interview will be out next week, I guess. So I will be happy to share about our Rainbow Boost. This is our actually is the 2.0 version of it, and our like NFT launch collection like related to it. But I can go on from here. We just launched this Rainbow Boost program. Is the second like version of it. We basically wanted to create a kind of like incentive programs for our users, so for people and addresses that actually use on a daily basis our like protocol, kind of measuring their on-chain behavior. According to their on-chain behavior, we reward them with a system, point-based system. Yeah, I would say that, which is called like raindrop. And higher are this raindrop, higher as like the reward you get, or like the opportunities you can get like from our protocol. So for example, you can get an access to the whitelist for our like very soon launch of NFT collection. We are working on this NFT with the SFY team, which is actually the team behind the Donkey Gang. So yeah, it's like a kind of extensive program to be sure that our users, so people that use it like the Bifrost chain on a daily basis, are kind of like rewarded accordingly.
Just very briefly on the Rainbow Boost. So, I mean, it started, the Rainbow Boost campaign 2 started on the 29th. It's ending on the 13th. As Christian, briefly explained about what it is. And what's interesting here is that on the product side, we've recently launched our Farming 2.0 and our SALP 2.0. So what does the Farming 2.0 module consist of? Is we've added functionalities such as weight gauge pool mining, which is still under development. It'll be ready within the next few days. And we've also got the redemption waiting period functionality. This should be out as well coming weeks. But the SALP 2.0 front end, that's been launched. And what's been quite neat there is users can experience a new functionality through the DApp, which is the bond market, very similar to a traditional bond market, where there's obviously different maturities, different APIs in relation to different VS bonds, and there's the convert swap function of the VS bond and the VS Kusama, which is allowing more of, I would say, more of an improvement on the liquidity of the VS bond for users. And how does that link? Well, it links very nicely with the on-chain behavior mechanism we have with the Rainbow Boost, where obviously users can earn raindrops, and then there's different types of rewards. We're speaking about the NFT, which I think Christian will touch upon, but yeah, there's different on-chain behaviors where you'll be rewarded accordingly. So there's obviously buying the KSN bond in the bond market to sort of start creating some sort of supply demand there. There's converting the VS tokens as well. There's supplying VS KSM from SALPs, as we've seen with Amplitude and Tinkernet, into the VS KSM liquidity pool.
So yeah, basically just like reconnecting with what you just said about the SALP program, that is our slowed auction liquidity protocol, that actually allowed us to kind of contribute to this last batch of Kusama crowdloan, where both Pendulum and InvArch participated to launch their like parachain on Kusama, which are respectively Amplitude and Tinkernet. So I would like to start with Jonathan, community leader of Pendulum. I don't know if you can hear me. First of all, congrats for this for the winning of the 42nd batch of the Kusama crowdloan. Do you want like to explain us briefly about what Amplitude is about? And yeah, basically, I saw that you got like a great kind of participation. You raised more than 20,000 KSM with a value of like more than $1.2 million. So please, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Christian. Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having us here, and also big shout out to the Kusamaverse. Really cool to be having this call here in this environment. Yeah, we had great success with our parachain slot auction for the Amplitude chain. Raised over 24,000 Kusama tokens, and yeah, even with the market being a little bit sluggish, that is yeah, still well over $1 million. So yeah, great success there. And of course, we also owe that partially to Bifrost, who has been very instrumental in helping us achieve the success through the SALP. So yeah, big thank you here. And I want to, yeah, just bring it up again that the collaborativeness of this space is, yeah, really cool to see. So just to give you a very brief introduction about Amplitude, it's going to be the, yeah, basically trialing ground for Pendulum. We are wanting to build a DeFi ecosystem that is focusing on DeFi services, and Amplitude is going to be the testing ground for all of the cool stuff that we want to see on Pendulum. So this is the place where you can go crazy with ideas. Also, we are focusing this chain to be as much community governed as we can. So we decided to have no team tokens, no advisor tokens. We also want to make the treasury very much accessible to anybody that is a stakeholder in the Amplitude chain. And yeah, therefore we can decide on a lot of cool things, what are efforts that we want to fund. We can also decide on parameters that are concerning the chain itself, how it is running. Yeah, a lot of that nature. So yeah, we're very much looking forward to delivering on all of these promises. So yeah, thank you once again. And also a big thank you to anybody.
No, thanks to you, absolutely. So you basically say that Amplitude like is the place where to like go crazy for it in preparation of the launch of Pendulum on Polkadot. So which are basically your next step for the team actually? What are you planning for the future?
Yeah, so we are currently working on some in-house solutions for Amplitude to have an automated market maker ready for when we are live. Yeah, fingers crossed that this is going to work out. And currently, we are also putting a lot of emphasis on our grant program in hopes to attract a lot of talent to both Amplitude and Pendulum to just basically, yeah, build dApps that are fulfilling on the promise of connecting fiat and DeFi that we have in mind. And yeah, so that is basically what is the focus right now. We want to encourage builders to come to Pendulum and Amplitude. And yeah, hopefully this will allow us to start with a lot of cool and novel ideas on top of the dApps that are already building ourselves.
Yeah, thank you. It is like actually a very much needed tool right now, especially like in DeFi. I remember during the Pendulum Hub panel, which I discussed, one of the questions was just like about this. So how to go into the DeFi ecosystem with your fiat without like passing through exchanges and stuff. So good luck with that. On a different note, but on the same family, I would like to pass the mic and like ask him to come on stage to Mindaugas, which is I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you are one of the founder of InvArch.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Uh,
founders at InvArch and leading the growth as well. So super excited to be here. First of all, I would like to extend the congratulations to Pendulum to winning this Kusama parachain slot. One thing that I really like about this ecosystem, and like starting like from Kusamaverse, going to the Momentum, going to the Bifrost, going to the Pendulum itself, like I was actually, let me give you like a brief story. I was actually staying at the same hotel where like you guys were like having your Polkadot watch party, like, and everybody was like super friendly and super collaborative. There is in other, I would say, ecosystems, I would see this kind of, oh, we need to compete, we need to do that. Whereas like here, everybody's super excited to help you out, do the introductions, help out with partnerships, etc. You know, so the whole experience was super cool for us, and like Bifrost especially with the SLP, with kind of helping us getting lots of contributions. We're super happy that despite not winning this slot, we were able actually to gather like more than 1,000 different contributions. So it was like really community driven, and we kind of continue to grow that. I think we are like almost at the 50%, 9,000 plus KSMs as well. And we're really looking forward to potentially getting this slot, the next one. So as I say, like there's like no winners losers in this space, and there's like I don't know, a very cool collaborative feeling that we are getting here. And maybe just shortly after what InvArch, is doing as an InvArch, I would say it's the same like for every project. The whole thing is as a playground for Kusama. So we want to have this IP asset management kind of accelerated in the development hub of Kusama. But like with the InvArch itself, it's basically I wanna I have like a very, very simple definition of that. It's basically anything that you think of it, like as a business idea, anything as a blueprint, you could put it on chain, mint it, and stake it, like in a very simple way. In a more traditional way, using more buzzwords, it would be cross-chain authentication, on-chain funding, multi-chain composability. Basically, what we allow is we empower the creators to create and protect their assets and earn royalties out of this assets. It just basically comes to any kind of idea you might have. Let's say you are a musician, you want to create some beats, and those beats could be used in a movie, in a video, in a song, or maybe you are just an educator, a healer, just a person who wants to educate the community online, and you would want to protect yourself against plagiarism. We can help you do that. So there are so many things we can do, and this is why we want to go with the experiential proving ground for the InvArch network. We created the so-called Tinker network, where we want to go on Kusama and connect with other parrot chains, basically allow us to connect with the other bleeding edge technologies of Web3. And in this particular Tinker, we're going to start with IP assets, IP staking, IP security. Yeah, and that's kind of a very short, but hopefully gives you like a brief spot of what are we doing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, we were super happy to help, let's say, with our SALP program. As you say, I want to point out this once again. Something I really appreciated about the whole Kusama ecosystem. First, as investor, when I came in touch with it like years ago, and now that I work in there, it's like even greater. Is this sense of like community, because I can see that around like there are a lot of competition between projects, and like for me at Polkadot Decoded was like clear sky that like everyone here is like helping each other. There are like a lot of contribution, ideas, sharing. Uh, it's very very different. In fact, like I'm sure things can go just better from here in the future. Actually, I want to like congratulate with you as well, because as you mentioned before, I saw you just reached almost 10,000 Kusama on your crowd loan for $500,000 on like counter value. So yeah, the first batch went to Pendulum, but I'm pretty sure like you are on the right way to get the next one. And actually, we can't wait to see Thinkernet first and InvArch then to roll on both Kusama and Polkadot ecosystem.
Thank
No. Thanks to you. I mean, now I think that T-Bolt is back with us. So maybe you can complete what you were saying before without the
Yeah.
robot mode.
Yeah, guys, I'm really sorry about that, and I have to thank the guests in the audience to be so patient. Really, I'm not sure where it cuts, so feel free to hit me up there in terms of what you last heard on robot mode. But I don't want to spend too much time. We've been on for about 30 minutes, so happy to take on some questions for the guests as well, or if the guests have questions as well to one or the other. But no, just very briefly, I think, Christian, I think you've touched upon the Rainbow Boost. So I just want to finish up and mention that we are pushing on farming 2.0 with two different functionalities. The weight gauge pool mining, which is still under development, and the redemption waiting period functionality as well. That should be up running in the next few weeks. And a cool functionality on the SALP 2.0 is the bond market that we've seen. Being able to buy and sell VS bond at different maturities and different APYs. And now that you can convert your expiring VS bond to a crowd loan for VS KSM at a discount, and then turn that VS KSM into KSM. So there's some cool things that can be done there, all of which is recorded on chain now during the Rainbow Boost, which is quite neat. If you're looking to accumulate raindrops and eventually earn an NFT, who knows? And just finally, just staying on the whole Polkadot, we are pushing forward on our roadmap. Obviously, the Treasury proposal for V Kusama is still on, but we're speaking with Pure Stake on the XCM security in order to see XC VKSM in Moonriver, and we are now developing the liquid staking derivative for DOT. So VDOT will be live around mid-August, and VS Dot for Polkadot crowd loans going forward will be migrating to our Polkadot parachain. So at some point, we will be doing a migration, waiting on parity as well on the whole Kusama Polkadot bridge there, which will take some time. So that's sort of briefly where we stand on our front.
Yeah, that actually
terms of
is
developments.
yeah, it's kind of like you just dropped the bomb with the V dot and the VS dot.
Bomb.
Yeah, because actually the same like mechanism we just saw with like Amplitude and Thinkernet will be like available also on Polkadot for the other parachain starting from like next month. And as well, you can just like mint a derivative of dot, the V dot on our parachain on Polkadot. So yeah, this is great. I can't wait for that.
So now we're looking to obviously push on the liquid staking dot, which will be quite interesting. And yeah, hopefully we'll see the likes of Pendulum and InvArch on a Polkadot crowdloan in the near future, and round two for our collaboration. But more importantly, guys, and I think this is always key, is I look forward to working with both teams on the more product level, partnership, which make more sense for both projects in the future. So I look forward to speaking to both teams on that front and seeing what can be done.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I think there's like a big misconception with all the partnerships going on, where like people announce the partnerships themselves, and then just, yeah, it's it, right? So for us, it's super important. That was like internal goal that we would have the partnership and actually like use it. Yeah, with the Bifrost and with the whole crowd loan thing, yeah, it makes sense. Like there is this value proposition, and like we see the value. We are getting the contributors, they're using your product to contribute. But I think what you just said is super important to kind of continue to work past the crowd loan stage itself. Be it Polkadot later on, but like I think it's super important to keep this tight level of integration and the product teams to work together.
And I agree with you completely. We're seeing a lot of hype around partnerships. I think a lot of people like to announce partnerships without anything being done tangibly, right? But no, I always tell every collaborating project, this is the very first instance of what can be done. Helping on the Kusama and Polkadot. I think where the real sort of interesting sort of stuff happens is when we start looking at both value propositions and seeing what makes sense. So really excited to keeping in those discussions with both you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much overlapping stuff that just comes to mind when looking at what you guys are doing. And yeah, we are definitely very thrilled about seeing how we can incorporate what we are building here with one another. And yeah, also just personally very excited about what you're doing at Bifrost. Just to see that there is an increasing amount of utility that you are bringing to DOT and Kusama tokens. Yeah, very cool stuff, and definitely worth looking into, because there's a lot of value to get for Kusama and DOT holders. So yeah, very interesting to explore, and I think I've only scratched the surface so far, but yeah, that is definitely very, very cool stuff that you're doing. So yeah, kudos to you there.
No, absolutely, for sure. I mean, we were here for this first part of collaboration. There is like a lot that is going on. You can see it. I invite everyone is like listening to this call to experience at least once, if you don't have already, one Polkadot live event, because you can just feel what we are like talking about. It's just great. We are kind of like very, let's say, talkative. It's already 40 minutes that we are in a call. I would love to leave some space for like any question we have from our crowd to any one of us. If you want to know more about Pendulum or InvArch or Bifrost,
you can write a message over here in the chat, or you can also reach us privately on our like Telegram group or Twitter pages separately at the end of the call. So, any question? Oh, Lars is writing. He's writing. What's the vision for the next year? It's a question to who? All of us. All of us. Thibault, if you want to start.
Be quick. Hopefully, I won't be cutting. But yeah, no, we're looking to really push forward on the cross-chain staking liquidity derivatives. So as I've mentioned, you know, there's Kusama Live, VDOT. We'll be collaborating with the different parachains in launching their liquid staking and creating utility both on substrate and within both, you know, those ecosystems on EVM and on the, you know, the parachain themselves. And then looking at other ecosystems. So that's really what we're looking to do, building on XCM and creating utility.
Okay, thanks. If guys like you want to add something about Jonathan and Agas, otherwise I think we are good to go.
From our side, you know, definitely everything will depend on how fast we're gonna get the Kusama slot and then the Polkadot one. But like we are launching our builders program very soon. Like this will enable the first, you know, users to join and kind of build on our network and kind of will help them and empower them with everything we have internally, so they could build and, you know, have their business ideas like really realized on InvArch. Of course, the partnerships, you know, we want to integrate INV4 into NFT marketplaces, you know, to have license transfers. We want to deploy our other protocols, OSIF protocol, cross-chain authentication protocol. We have like a very special dApp coming out. It's called GitArch. So think of GitHub, but on steroids, fully decentralized. That's super exciting thing. I can't wait to share more. Then we want to begin the network governance decentralization. And yeah, deploy on Polkadot. And yeah, some more exciting things that we already have in plans, but we just don't want to share it until everything is confirmed. But yeah, lots of things as always, you know.
Yeah, actually, I have to say that like a sort of GitHub but on steroids is one of the best quotes I've ever heard like in the ecosystem.
Oh yeah, everybody gets excited, but we are pretty confident about it. But we want to be humble until like we can actually deliver it the way we envision it. But like we are super excited about it.
No. But in fact, it was like on a good note. It's like just stunning to see how much involvement there is like behind any project. Like the team are super excited always like to deliver this product. Yeah, for the ecosystem could be just good. So yeah, it's almost 45 minutes now that we are live. So I want to thank you again, all of you, for your time to be here with us. To have been here for like almost 1 hour with our community, your community, like explaining everything what like is going on and what will come like in the next few months or year. Yeah, it's been a pleasure and hope to have like more chat in the future with you like publicly, and of course we keep building behind the curtains, let's say.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, guys, don't forget the InvArch Tinkernet crowd loan is currently live. Contributing through Bifrost is the best way of going about it. And yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for the support, guys.
Yeah, I got a horse in the race in that crowd loan myself. So this is just to help me out a little bit here.
Yeah,
We appreciate it.
I actually have contributed both. So I'm happy to hear it's like going great.
Hey, thanks for your time, everybody.
Thank you so much, and yeah, see you around, guys. And thanks also for our audience like to
to be with us like for almost 1 hour. I hope you just like enjoy the chat as much as we do, as we did, and yeah, basically all of your questions are like kind of sorted out. If you have any other question, don't like wait to hit us privately. Okay, hope you also enjoyed the stage mode and this whole momentum space. I think it's something we are gonna like kind of propose later on for the next community call. It worked very good by my side. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Have
Bye
a good
bye.
day.
Bye.
Bye bye. Cheers.